Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn standing waves on string. What we are going to learn today? Standing waves on a string. Okay. So let's see what is the standing waves on a string and how they are forming on this string. So see, consider a string of length L stretched under tension T between two fixed points. Yes. So how is the screen? How is this? Let's see. If I will draw here one diagram, you can see. See the first point, standing waves. Suppose here, let us say one string is fixed like this between two rigid supports. Can you see the diagram? Yes, see to the right hand side of this page. Okay, so this is what you are getting here. Now its length is how much? How much is its length? Yes, length is how much? Let us suppose L is the length. So assume that this string is having length L between two fixed points. And now whatever the tension is appearing in this string, this is capital T. This is a tension T. If the string is plucked means when we are pulling it downward, like how we are playing suppose guitar, in that we are plucking. So if the string is plucked and then released, transverse harmonic waves will propagate and reflected at the end. So how it will be? Let's see here. So in the first case, what happens? You can see here. This is the loop. It will go like this and reflect like this. So here what will form? Node will form. Here what will form? Node will form. Here in between what will form? Antinode. And what is this? Length of this. Now we know. Here you can see this is M. M is what here they have given mass per unit length. You replace this with mu. Okay. You have to replace this with mu. Mu is equal to what? Mass per unit length. Because we have denoted before also mu only. So you change here phi is equal to under root of T by mu. Instead of M, just replace with mu. So you see here in between what we are getting antinode. Here it is node. Here also node. Now, so nodes are forming at rigid end and antinodes is formed between them. Velocity of wave already I told how much it is root T by mu. Yes, these both are under root. Now, understood this part? Yes. Okay. Now, let's see ahead. So, here frequency of vibration is equal to what? How you got this? Let me explain. Okay. How you got this? So, see here. Whatever you got, see phi is equal to, we know F lambda formula. Phi is equal to what? F lambda. तो F क्या हो जाएगा? बोलो बोलो. F हो जाएगा phi by lambda. That's why here frequency F is equal to phi by lambda. Now this is 1 by lambda and this is phi value. What is phi value? Already I told under root T by mu. You replace this M with mu, because we are generally denoting this M as a mu. So this is 1 by lambda under root T by mu. So let's see fundamental mode. Fundamental mode means when here you see I have drawn diagram already. This is what? Node and node. Here it is antinode. This is length L. Now node to node distance is how much? Can I write like this? L is equal to lambda 1 by 2. and therefore lambda 1 is equal to 2L. So therefore you see here, now this first fundamental frequency or first harmonic is what? N1. N1 is equal to what you are getting? V by lambda 1. है कि नहीं? यहाँ पे देखो F is general formula क्या है? F is equal to V by lambda. F is equal to what? V by lambda. When fundamental frequency we are trying to find, you are getting one node here, middle is antinode. So what is distance here? Node to node, lambda by 2. That's why L is equal to lambda 1 by 2. Length of this, lambda 1 by 2. And that implies lambda 1 is equal to 2L. अगर मैं frequency find out करूँ, N1 is equal to what is formula? V by lambda 1. And therefore, N1 is equal to, you are getting, lambda 1 is what? So V by 2L. This is equal to 1 by 2L under root of T by mu. Understand? Yes, this is what? Your fundamental mode of vibration. What is this? Fundamental mode of vibration. So note down this fundamental mode of vibration. So here it is, L is equal to lambda 1 by 2, and then node is forming here, antinode is here, and you are getting this values. What is that? N1 is equal to V by 2L under root T by mu. This part is not necessary. Okay, clear? Understood? Okay. So next. Now this is finished. What about our fundamental mode? Now next one, second mode of vibration. Second mode of vibration or first overtone. First overtone or second harmonic. Let's see how it is. So this is second harmonics. I am drawing diagram. So this is for second harmonic. What is that? Second harmonic. Let us suppose this is what? Second harmonic. In second harmonics, what will happen? You can see here in diagram. This is the string. Yes. Okay. And this string is fixed in between the two rigid supports. Now what happens? How many loops you are getting? 2 loops you will get. Yes. How many loops? 2 loops like this you will get. So here it is node. Here it is node. Yes, middle also you will get node. This is antinode and this is antinode. So if suppose this is the length of this string, then node to node lambda by 2. Here also lambda by 2. So here L is equal to, can I write like this? This time wavelength is lambda 2. Lambda 2 by 2 plus lambda 2 by 2. Why lambda 2 by 2? Because see, this wavelength has changed now. Yes or not? Before we was having only one loop. Now you are having 2 loops. So wavelength will change. And that's why node to node lambda 2 by 2. Here also node to node lambda 2 by 2. So L is equal to how much you are getting? Lambda 2. Now let's find out frequency. N2 is equal to what is formula? V by lambda 2. So this is equal to P is equal to root T by mu. Lambda 2 is equal to L. So 1 by L under root of root T by mu. If I will multiply and divide by 2 for this equation, then see here N2 is equal to 2 by 2L under root of T by mu, which is nothing but, can I write like this? N2 is equal to 2 times N1. Check your N1. What is your N1? This part is your N1. Understand? And that's why you see what we are calling it as a second harmonic. Why? Multiple of 2. You can even see here, you are getting the same thing. What is that? 2n1. So this is what your second harmonic. One more time listen. So in second harmonic, how many loops we are getting? 2 loops. Node, antinode, node, antinode, node. Yes. So this is a complete length. Node to node distance is how much? Node to node distance is how much? Lambda by 2. Here also lambda by 2. But this time here wavelength is changing. That's why I am denoting by lambda 2, not by lambda 1. Therefore, lambda 2 by 2 here to here plus lambda 2 by 2. This one. So half plus half 1, that is equal to lambda 2. And now frequency formula we know, P by lambda. So N2 is equal to P by lambda 2. And therefore, just at the place of lambda 2, 1 by L, that is L under root T by mu, P value. And just we know, before only we just multiplied 2 by 2. Here multiplied and divide by 2 by 2 here. So you got 2 by 2L under root T by mu. And that is equal to N2 is equal to 2 times of N1. Okay, understood? Okay, next one. Let's move ahead. Now, this you see here, you can see this is third mode of vibration. This is called second overtone. What is that? Or third harmonic. Before finished, second harmonic. Now this is third harmonic. Another name is here, you can see. What is that? Second overtone. Before was what? First overtone. So when you will learn last class notes, you will understand that. So third harmonics I am writing here. Third harmonic. Okay. Yes. So what is that? Let's see. The third harmonics. Now in this third harmonics, how many loops we are getting? Wait, let's write it little up so that it will be visible for you people. So let's see from here. Now this is what? Third harmonics. What is that? Third harmonics. In this third harmonics, what will happen? How many loops you are getting? 3 loops you are getting. So let's draw. So you can see this is the string. And these loops are getting like this. Okay. These are the loops like this. So here it is node. Again here also node. Here node. And this is also node. Midpoint here is antinode, antinode, antinode. Antinode means where amplitude is maximum. Node means what? Where amplitude is minimum. So let's see in this what is the frequency. So see, the complete length of this wire is how much? L. Okay, complete length is L. You can see here also. Now, node to node, how much? So can I write like this? L is equal to, now this time lambda 3 by 2 plus lambda 3 by 2 plus lambda 3 by 2. Sir, I did not understand why you are taking lambda 3 here. Wait. Now this is a complete length. Here now how many loops you are getting? 3 loops you are getting. So when you are getting 3 loops, wavelength will definitely change. Yes. Then when wavelength is changing, the length is equal to this node plus this node. Node to node, how much distance? Lambda by 2. But here lambda 3, wavelength is different. That's why lambda 3 by 2. Here again node to node, kitna distance? Lambda by 2. But here lambda 3, that's why lambda 3 by 2. Then again from this node to this node, lambda 3 by 2. If we will add this, what we are getting? L is equal to 3 lambda 3 by 2. And therefore that implies we are getting lambda 3 is equal to this 2 here. So 2L by 3. Now we got this lambda 3. After this lambda 3, I want to find frequency. So I am denoting it as a N3. N3 is equal to V by lambda 3. So this is equal to phi is how much? Root T by mu. And lambda 3 is how much? This one. So first of all, just write this 1 by lambda 3 value. 1 by this lambda 3 means this one. 2L by 3. At the place of lambda 3. Into this phi value. Phi value is what? Root T by mu. Root T by mu. Now this 3 will go up, and therefore you are getting N3 is equal to 3 by 2L under root of T by mu. Now we know this is what? 1 by 2L under root T by mu. क्या है ये? N1 है, तो इसीलिए N3 क्या हो जाएगा? 3N1. That's why see here, the N3 frequency is multiple of 3. That's why we are calling it as a third harmonics. Understand? What is that? Third harmonics. Understood? Yes? Okay. Next one. Now for P number of loops, you see here for P number of loops, similarly you got 1, 2, 3 and all. If suppose P number of loops are there, this formula, that is F for P loop is equal to P by 2L under root of T by mu. This is formula when we have to use for P number of loops. Okay, sir, can you tell one example? Yes, suppose here, this is the string. Okay, and now see here how many loops I am taking. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, whatever it is. You can see here. 1, 2, like this. How many loops are there? Check it, check it, check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many number of loops? 6 number of loops. तो इसके लिए क्या फॉर्मूला हो जाएगा? F for 6 loops is equal to 6 by 2L under root of T by mu. अगर मैं ये 6 बाजू को रखता हूं तो क्या होगा? F6 is equal to 6 into N1, है कि नहीं? तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? 6th हार्मोनिक. क्यों? क्योंकि ये फंडामेंटल फ्रीक्वेंसी से 6 टाइम्स है ना, multiple of 6. That's why 6th harmonic. That's how we have to use this formula. Next, so ratio of overtones and this ratio of harmonics, you can go ahead. Positions of notes कहाँ पे मिलते हैं? Okay, next one. Now, let's see what is the Melday's experiment. Write down heading, Melday's experiment. Okay, what is this? Melday's experiment. In this Melday's experiment, it is an experimental representation of transverse stationary waves. What is this? This is nothing but experimental representation of transverse stationary wave. In Melday's experiment, one end of a flexible piece of a string you see here is tied to the end of a tuning fork. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, you can see here one tuning fork is there and its end is tied here. So the other end passes over a smooth pulley carries a suitable load. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, ये देखो, आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो, लोड है और ये स्ट्रिंग है. Yes. Now if P is the number of loops formed in stretched string and T is the tension in the string, then Melde's law क्या है? Melde's law क्या है? P is inversely proportional to tension, that is root T. If we will see here, P into root T is equal to constant, and therefore for this, can I write like this? You see here, so P1 into root T1 is equal to P2 into root T2 is equal to constant. Okay, P1 root T1 is equal to P2 root T2 is equal to constant. So therefore, if I will transfer this here, then P1 by P2 is equal to root T2 by T1. This is what your Melde's law. Yes, understood? Okay. Yes. Now let's move ahead. You can see the diagram properly. So this is what the tied end at the tuning fork, length is here, tension is in the string, suitable mass is loaded. Now you see, prongs of a tuning fork vibrate at right angles to the thread. Yes. And frequency of vibration of tuning fork is equal to frequency of vibration of the thread. See here, मतलब जितना फ्रीक्वेंसी से क्या होगा, यस, आप देख लो यहाँ पे, frequency of vibration of tuning fork is equal to frequency of vibration of thread. And if vertical is their arrangement, you see, in this case tuning fork is like this. Okay, you can see, and in this case tuning fork is like this, horizontal. In this case is vertical. If you want, I will show you one more time diagram. You see here, you see this, how it is transversely, and this is what like this is. Okay. Now you see, frequency of string is what here, P by 2L root of P by M. M means here mu you replace. You can replace M with mu. You replace M with mu because we have denoted mu is equal to mass per unit length. Here this is M also mass per unit length, but you better use mu here while writing. So P by L root T by mu, frequency of tuning fork, P by 2L here. Yes, but in both cases you are getting this P into root T as a constant part. Yes. Okay. So read these notes carefully and ask me doubt. For today we will stop here. Okay. So let's stop. Okay, read carefully the notes and revise once.